What exactly is the true situation of things in NDC in Kano as far as the Kwankwassiya movement is concerned?
Well, hello, good morning, Nigerian, and thank you for having me. Well, I believe as far as we are concerned, there is no actually issues because like all other Nigerians had over social media and maybe several other platforms, so we had certain issues being circulated to a point where my leader is being quoted as threatening to leave the party, which I believe that is not is unfounded actually rumor, because there is no point in time where our national leader discuss issues relating to that. What we know and what is our position as Kwankwassiya movement is that like in every other part of the country, NDC held its primary election on the 29th of last month. Before that particular day, a process was developed which actually allow for consensus building. At the end of the day, individuals, candidates emerge from that particular process, and on the were affirmed before the exercise.
Hello, Dr. Mohammed. If you can hear, it seems that your voice has gone off. Your network challenges, so maybe you take your last thoughts.
Hello?
Yes, it's better now. We can hear you now. But I mean, you can repeat your last thoughts.
Okay, can you hear me now? Can I go on?
Yeah, please go on.
Go ahead.
Hello, can I?
Yes, please go on. Go on. We can hear you.
All right, yeah, like I was saying, until that particular date, and even about 8 weeks after, there were never any complaint from any quarter as to maybe any kind of change or whatever. Only for us to hide over the social media that there was a complaint or a petition or actually other reports that some people are not actually given a chance to partake into all this, which is to our surprise. Some of the people that are being mentioned are actually there when the consensus was taking place and what have you. So to us, this is the position, and I believe we have done what we ought to do within the timetable and within the framework of the Electoral Act, and we have submitted, those names were transmitted to party, and I believe the party is in the best position now to respond to issues being raised.
I would like you to clarify some other issues, but it seems that we need to make some adjustment with the technical issue. But we'll be back shortly to you, because there are speculations that the national leader of the party, Kwankwassiya, has said, just like I said earlier, that he's going to leave the party or he's going to be. So I hope
it has a lot of people speaking about it. Even some political analysts are saying that if these issues continue to fester, what says the presidential ticket for the NDC?
Exactly.
What says their alignment with Obi and the obedient movement as well? And where are they going to move to at the end of the day? Is there any other prospects?
But we really need to know whether they're actually considering that, and that he needs to address that speculation when we circle back to him very soon. But it's a serious issue, like you're saying, and like we have tried to address what's perhaps maybe we the outsiders are the ones seeing it as a serious one. Maybe they
because from, if I can understand what he's saying, is that the issue that is being put out is made to seem as if it is bigger than it is at this moment. But we'll definitely want to hear, the actual details of what really is going on in the NDC in Kano State at the moment.
Exactly. So, but while we wait for Dr. Mohammed to come back on, like I was saying, this matter must quickly be nipped in the bud. And I was telling you that it seems to be like a pattern. and the party NDC National Secretariat cannot afford this pattern to repeat itself. There have been allegations that wherever the Kwankwassiya movement goes, they try to take over, but perhaps because of the large sheer number of their supporters, there are a lot of people that the movement needs to appease. There are a lot of people that needs to be fit into position. And let's not forget, they have, I think, they still have about 5 or so House of Rep members that did not defect together with the governor Abba Kabir to APC. These are people that the movement must consider, and I believe even the party has that policy to consider them for a right of first refusal. But there are still others that have been waiting in line for a very long time within the movement that believes that it is their turn. And the NDC, the legacy member, also are people that have been supporting or have been waiting. Exactly. So these are tricky issues. But there are issues that if the politicians can always put their ambitions down and look at the collective ambitions and look at, okay, how, if the goal of NDC is to win Kano, for instance.
Then let them come together.
They have to come together. Kano. If the goal is to give a good vote for NDC at the presidential election, they can't do that with a divided house, especially at this moment in this thing. And for the sake of democracy, we can't afford a situation where this curfew will turn into a full-blown crisis. And we've seen it before, where party secretariats are attacked because there are internal crises within the party. We don't want that. Kano, to a very large extent, is experiencing some relative peace. Politics and politicking should not...
Has been relatively peaceful the past
should not lead to this thing. So, and beyond Kano, I know you want to go into that. Beyond Kano, do you think NDC has been able to weather the storm of the post-primary crisis?
Well, so far, I believe that we haven't heard anything damning from the post-primaries. It's just at this moment, and I believe it's because the Kwankwassiya is stronger in Kano State, so that is why there's this pushback that you're seeing. And from the get-go, I think all the cards have not been put on the table so that they can analyze and see what needs to be done, who is doing what or who is taking what, even though there has been a discussion of a 60-40 division of, positions and tickets. But at the end of the day, they still did not put all their cards on the table. And I believe we have our guest back with us, Dr. Habibu Salih Muhammad. Thank you for joining us back.
Thank you for having me.
All right, now we're still talking on the intricacies of what really went down or what is going on in the NDC, especially in Kano State, between, as people have called it, legacy members and the Kwankwassiya movement that have moved into the NDC. So could you give us a step-by-step detail of what really is happening, especially when it comes to hearing rumors or the fact that Senator Rabi Musa Kwankwassiya is getting set to leave the party if things do not go accordingly.
Well, like I told you, there are time frames given by the party itself, and there are also guidelines given by the Electoral Act as to when and how certain processes must to take effect. And I believe the Kwankwassiya, our national leader, and the party stakeholders in the state have done justice to that. When there is contestation, you understand, naturally there are going to be a lot of maybe issues with certain people that might not actually maybe find their ways. But I believe that a process was built where consensus candidate emerged across the state. And within that particular process, there were never a candidate from anywhere that have complaints of any kind of exclusion, you understand, or non-inclusion from either side. And all candidates, those from the Kwankwassiya and those that even become recently from other political parties, partake into that process. I believe the whole country have seen how even the Senator Kabiru Gaya was there when decisions were taken. We have seen how other candidates that recently joined the party were part of the consensus. And the real aim is to actually ensure that candidates that have the capacity to win election, candidates that have the capacity to bring in the votes, the right candidate that will help the party develop, are the ones that have emerged through that particular process. And until the end of the process, there were never any complaint from anybody. And to us, we believe that we have complied both with the party guidelines and at the same time with that of the INEC. And the names of the candidates who emerged after the affirmations were actually taken to the party, you understand, for further action. And this is actually the position of the Kwankwassiya. What we are hearing actually
was formally
as today, we assume is just a mere rumor, issues that are being peddled actually to create rancor within the party, issues that we believe might be engineered purposely to actually slow the momentum of the party within the state and the country as well.
So
I believe at no point our leader threatened to actually leave the party or whatever.
All right, Dr. Abiu, are you saying that every member in the NDC in Kano State are satisfied with everything that is going on in the party?
Well, to be fair and to be honest with you, until yesterday, which is the 8th of this month, you understand, precisely 9 to 10 days after the affirmation, we never heard of any complaint from anywhere. And I believe if there were never complaints during the process, if there were never complaints on the affirmation date, if there were never complaints even a day or two after that process, we will assume that 100% we have no issues with anybody. And that is the true positions of things as I speak with you.
All right,
so the issue of anybody complaining to the national, those are issues that we had over the radio and on social media. And even the issue of saying that our national leader is moving out are also issues that we continue to treat as rumor until an official position is established, until a communication with the party is established. We cannot be able to say anything beyond this.
All right. So, Dr. Habib, as of this morning, the news is that the party has stripped the Kwankwassiya camp of some tickets. That is the news in the front pages of some of the major news about the Daily Trust inclusive. Are you aware of some of the seats that the Kwankwassiya camps had initially put people forward and now have lost? And if you're confirming that, what is the thinking of the movement and what are you planning to do? Are you also planning to write or meet with the NDC, or you are thinking of other alternatives?
Well, remember, NDC has its own ways, you understand. Right from the start, it was made clear that it is the headquarters that will roll out the final list of the candidates. And like I told you, we have done our side. We have actually followed all the necessary processes, the due process, as to the point of affirmations of all the candidates that so emerged. And this list has been submitted to the national, the party, you understand. And so far, I believe there is nowhere in Nigeria where the list actually that was either approved by the party is released to anybody. So I cannot actually say that or confirm any substitution or otherwise as of now. That was what I'm just trying to tell you. I just give out our positions, what we believe happened, and exactly what is expected. Now, shall there be any changes or any other thing else, I believe the party will communicate. And I believe they have the necessary mechanism, you understand, to maybe handle issues like that. Until things changes, the position of Kwankwassiya still remain that we are part and parcels and will continue to be part of the NDC. And we will also continue to engage positively where issues are raised that concern us or concern our members. And we will continue to provide the necessary support to ensure that the party won election in all positions.
Oh, all right, Dr. Habib, let's address a more generic issue about your movement. There's this speculation that wherever the Kwankwassiya movement moves to, trouble follows. You've been in the PDP, there have been allegations that you tried to hijack the structure of the party, you moved to NNPP, the same complaints that probably led to your exit. You've been ADC, but probably you didn't spend so much time in ADC, so that issue didn't arise. And now you're in NDC. What is it about the Kwankwassiya movement that wherever you go, trouble seems to follow you there, and allegations of your movement trying to hijack existing structure seems to be following everywhere? How do you respond to this?
Well, you see, everything being said actually can be put into any context that people so wish to view it of. Remember, this is the movement that is very large. It's a movement that actually naturally occupied space because of the size. And I don't know what you mean by hijacking, you understand. If there are agreements, we have moved to NNPP where there is nobody there. Where is the party now? You understand? You see, there are certain things people are comfortable saying or talking about simply because they wanted to paint certain things the way they want people to view it. I believe Kwankwassiya is one of the most disciplined organizations, and is one of the organizations that is one of the most fair organizations. When we agree on something, naturally we see it through. And maybe the only issue here is that we seem to actually know our right. We seem to actually play the role that we are expected to play by actually ensuring due processes, ensuring that the goal of any party is attained when we are there. So I don't know, maybe people tend to get scared, you understand? In a place where it is open for contest, people that are so scared of running into contest with you will always find a chief way to actually get maybe to where they want to go without actually working for it. But I assure you, Kwankwassiya is a very disciplined organization, and like you, we move when we are not truly given a chance, you understand, to actually operate within even the rules, because we are the people that respect every rules, you understand, that is there. And maybe people are just afraid of the size and the number, you understand, and they feel the only way for them to be heard is to cry out. But otherwise, when we are in PDP, we are denied what is rightfully ours, you understand. A slot that was meant for Kano State, you understand, that's supposed not to enjoy any interference from anybody. You have elements from Zamfara, from Kaduna, from Jigawa that wanted to decide for us in Kano, and that was the reason why we left. And we were happy we moved to relatively a very smaller party that was barely existing, you know, bring it to life and actually take it to where the pinnacle of where they have never been there, you understand. And people wanted to use elements that are there, you understand, to actually create trouble, and that was why a lot of issues were raised in NMPP and what have you. In APC, we have not fomented any trouble unless people are trying not to be fair to us. We have seen how the government have treated our leader and the movement, you understand, during the Ganjuja's time. And the best way for us actually was to move out, for us to operate freely and also to do what is necessary to ensure the successes of not only our members but of whatever political party we so joined. Right. And we have joined NDC as well with a very clear conscience, with a very clear mind. And whatever we are doing it to ensure that the NDC actually succeeded as a political party, so that our movement will continue also to work strong and also continue to contribute to the development of the nation. Right. So it depends on whatever context you so wanted to put it.
Yes. Yes. So I just want you to address this. Some of your members on social medias have been pointing accusing fingers to the Kano state government, accusing them of engineering this new form of crisis that are brewing. do you share? Does your movement officially share this opinion that there's an external force, and if there is, which part are you looking at as the source of this crisis?
Well, the reality is that we have seen how much the state government wanted to play its cards while we are in NNPP. We have seen how it has sponsored some people from within NNPP, and so you cannot blame maybe some of our members for also thinking along that line. But the reality before us, the official stand still remains that until we have established what is truly on the ground, until we establish what really is the problem, we'll not be able to exactly see what exactly it is. Like I've told you, we believe the NDC have its own internal mechanism. We believe that not only with Kwankwassiya, with several other people that may have complained here and there across the nation, the party will have that capacity to develop a kind of mechanism that will be able to settle issues, probably for the party to actually survive and actually continue to forge ahead. And until it is established officially, I cannot precisely say that this or that is behind this particular situation. I can only view it as the normal maybe complaint by contestant, like we have across all other political parties. Remember, ADC is having more than 3 presidential aspirants and having several other aspirants across different regions. Even in APC, we have all those several complaints that emerge from the primaries, and I think it's not going to be just an exclusive thing to ADC. But however, we now understand and we believe it's because of the momentum the ADC is having. That is why you see so much is being said and peddled through the social media and what have you. And we are going to examine all angles and see where issues are coming from. But what I will assure you is that our national leader and the movement is ever ready to ensure that amicable resolution to any issue, if there is at all, is reached out for the party to position itself very well, and also for it to take on the task of removing the Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led government.
All right, thank you, Dr. Mohammed. Unfortunately, the time is not on our side. We are totally out of time. But just in one word, I want you to address this issue. Is the Kwankwassiya movement worried about the speculation over Nasiru Gawuna that he might be conceiving exit from the party? Are you worried? Just in one word.
Well, I don't know what worry means, but the reality of it all is that we know this is a movement that is ever ready to actually absorb any kind of surprise, if at all there is. And I assure you, we know Nasiru Gawuna is with us. He has never, we do not have any, you understand, established, you understand, or a reliable information.
All right, thank you very much, Dr.
But we know very well that.
Thank you very much. Unfortunately, because of technical challenges, we couldn't have more time with you, but we really appreciate the few minutes you have given us and the clarity you have given. Thank you for joining the Daybreak this morning.
You are most welcome.
All right.